Okay, hey everybody, let's get this party started. Happy Monday! Welcome back to the channel. As I bounce around and get settled. I am Vormithrax, you can call me Vorm, and it's a brand new adventure time! Yay, brand new adventure time! My favorite time, the beginning of a new one. So, as you're busy typing challenge over and over again into the into the commands, you can kind of see what I'm going for. We are going to play the Night Stalker challenge. So I'm going to play Karel Kolchek, photojournalist trying to survive the nightmare wasteland of a cataclysm that contains upgraded zombies that have 150% action points, 150% hit points. We're going to stalk at night, trying to survive, as well as take pictures of noteworthy zombies with my camera. Types and numbers TBD, to be determined by the audience. We'll see how things go. We'll see what pictures we can snap. We'll do that whole process. I don't think I've ever done the picture thing on the channel, or even in my own play. I've just never bothered. So we're gonna see how it works and see what it does. But yeah, so brand new. This one's gonna change things up dramatically. I went and changed a whole bunch of stuff. So I've been trying to stay pretty vanilla recently in the last few. Well, except for the drunk stuff. But that day's done. So. I decided it's time to get back to the really hard stuff and really kind of challenge myself. I've been kind of coasting for the last one. So this one changes things dramatically. I played with things I don't normally play with. So what's going to happen here is, if you're not aware, 150% speed does not mean just the zombies move faster. That's not how that works. You got to understand that when you ratchet up that particular setting, you're giving them more action points. Now, that does not just mean they move fast. That actually means they also hit you fast. So if you do triple speed, for example, 300 speed, you're giving them triple the number of attacks. So they just have an action point pool, just like the player does, and they pay for stuff, for movement and for swinging and hitting and so on, out of that pool, just like you do. So 300% speed means 300% more attacks coming in as well. So be careful with that setting. Be very careful. It's much more powerful than it first seems to be. It's not just... It's just not just that they get to run faster. And I've combined that. We're doing 150% for a very specific reason. I did some testing to fine-tune things and to get it to just the level I wanted it. But 150% speed, 150% hit points, or toughness, or resilience, or whatever you want to call it. So they're faster, they're tougher, they're going to swing more often. I've also turned way down the item drop rate. We're dropping it way down to 25%, 0.25. So I'm back to having a whole lot less stuff in the world. And what else? There was something else. I'm forgetting something. What else did I mess with? Item spawn rate dropped. Oh yeah, I dialed up zombie evolution a bit, so we're at 3.0 instead of 4.0. So we're gonna get evolved zombies on a quicker basis. More ones will show up right at the start than would normally show up. I did tweak the start time. I gave myself a little bit of relief, and we're gonna start at 2200. We're gonna start in the dark. We're gonna be spending a lot of time in the dark, and for very good reason. And I think that's it. Spawn rate. Oh, another big thing. I also turned down the number of zombies by a good amount. It's at half. So we've got half of the number of zombies, but there's 50% of the zombies, but they're all the ones that we do have are 50% faster and 50% tougher. So that's how we're going to roll with it. We're going to go with less zombies, and we're going to go with more toughness and speed, and way down dial the item drop. Wouldn't I want 12 night vision? Well, that's not how it works anymore, Evan Hart. Unfortunately, that's not how it works anymore. Due to changes to the lighting system way back when, and I've complained, I've argued, I've mentioned over and over again that I really hated that they changed the lighting system, and the net effect for players was that we got to see one space less. Used to be that your night vision was simple. Perception divided by 3. Bam, there's your night vision. You had 9 night vision. If you put 1 point into perception at the start of the game, it's your perception divided by 3. So if you just put 1 point into perception at the beginning of the game, go from 8 to 9, you got an extra point of night vision. You got 3 spaces, because you had 9 divided by 3 equals 3. Simple process, simple math. That changed. So as soon as they fiddled with the lighting, all of a sudden, we didn't get that. We only got 2 spaces and a percent, but it won't give us the 3rd space at a percent. So the net effect is you have to get to 11 perception to gain back the point we lost. So that's why I have 11. I wanted back the point that we lost due to the Kevin's fiddling with the lighting system and then just hand waving away the whole players lose a space of vision thing. So yes, it's been that way for quite a while now. But so I took 11 because that's just enough to offset that point we lost. That gets me to the 3 spaces normal. And I did take night vision, so we've got 5 spaces total. That's what we should start with, 5 spaces. And I'm really close to tinkering with Karel here to give him weak scent and good hearing. I might lose a few points in a few other places to go weak scent and good hearing, because we're going to have to be so stupid careful. You have no idea how bad this is going to be. If you haven't played with sped up zombies with high toughness, you have no idea how bad this is going to be. The weakest zombie in the game could kick my ass pretty easily. So if we get into a fight, we're going to have to be really, really cornered. And it's going to be nasty. So there's not going to be as many zombies out there. Sometimes I'll be able to creep around at will with no danger. Other times I'll round a corner and face full of zombies. And here's the thing. So I did a bunch of testing. At 150%, and I'm just talking about the base zombie here, not all the variations. Those are all going to have their own thing. But just the base zombie at 150% speed can just overtake me while I'm walking, which means I absolutely cannot escape zombies out in the open. So what I mean by that is if I'm full stamina and I'm walking on a flat surface and a zombie's 10 spaces away and I start walking, he's going to then catch me as we keep going. In the normal game, you can easily outwalk all the regular zombies. As long as you're full stamina, you just keep moving and they'll never catch you. Now, I've tuned it, the 150 I picked specifically, so that they'll catch me if I'm walking. If I sprint, I have a short window of opportunity to gain a little distance. But then as my stamina drops, I have to spend more and more points as the stamina comes down. So I'll get a little tiny burst of a lead, and then it'll quickly degrade. So I've got just enough to give me some options, but I absolutely cannot escape from the zombies. So unless I use terrain, buildings, structures, make them move into the tough, higher cost terrains, all that kind of stuff. So it extremely pares down my ability to actually get away from things. So that's why I picked the 150 number specifically. I did a bunch of tests at like 120, 130, 140. I tried to find a spot where if I was walking and they were walking, they would catch up, but they wouldn't be fast enough that they could overtake me while I was sprinting. So that's what I'm going for. I'm trying to find that sweet spot. And I didn't want to give them 5 attacks around to just shred me if they ever get up to me. So I'm hoping this is a good sweet spot for changing up my gameplay, my normal gameplay. It's going to be dangerous as hell, because 150 toughness on regular zombies, do you know how many times you have to punch a regular zombie at 150 hit points? It's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm not any tougher, so it's going to be rough. It's going to be painful. And it may be impossible. I don't know. We'll see. But it's going to be all about escape and evasion, not getting attention at all. So you may actually, I know, settle down. You may actually see me crouch. I might be crouch walking all over this town because it cuts down on my noise. So yeah, I'm seriously thinking I might need to tune this guy and give him weak scent, give him light step, and give him good hearing. That's what I'm going for. I'm hoping to find a set of conditions where those abilities or those traits actually mean anything. They have very little meaning right now. Just given the normal movement rates and abilities and so on. I don't put much stock in those kinds of traits. But if we're in a situation where we've got fast zombies, runner zombies essentially, going out in the daylight, death sentence. It'll be horrible. I gotta really pick and choose where I go, when I go, and how I go. And we may have to fiddle with it a bit, but I'm gonna do the next couple of runs, I think, playing with these kinds of settings so I can get one where these lesser traits that I think a lot of people don't consider or use actually have some kind of significance. So that's what we're going to aim for. Okay. First Night Stalker reference you've seen in a long time? Well, it may or may not be a reference. Depending on how old you are, there's actually a couple of Night Stalker references. You may or may not get the reference. Okay, so, do I fiddle with this? The guy's already not, I mean, for self-defense, we're going ninjutsu, of course, because at least that gives me some melee ability with my bare hands, as well as giving us the silent attacks. So that's going to be key, I think, one of the keys, so I made sure to take enough melee and unarmed to get all of the abilities unlocked. But I didn't leave a lot of points left over, so as you can see, I didn't get a chance to pick much else. So, I am so tempted to take. I can't take any of the movement traits, by the way. As part of this setup, I restricted myself from taking quick or fleetfoot, just because the whole point was to make it so the zombies could catch me. So that kind of defeated the point. So light step is 1. That's a single point. I might be able to handle that. That would make our walking around quieter, as well as our attacks are already going to be silent. And then what was the other 2 I talked about? Weak scent. Weak scent is also just 1 point. That would help cut down on our scent cloud. I've been showing off the scent cloud. I'll do it again this map for folks that don't know what I'm talking about and haven't seen the scent mechanics in the game. You can actually see. You can see your smelliness. And what was the other one? Now I've forgotten the other. I had a third one. Oh, good hearing. Good hearing. Light step, good hearing. Also 1 point. So, are those valuable enough that I could steal points from stats or dodge? Because I can't steal them from skill. Well, I can't steal them from melee or unarmed. I need those to max out the advantages, the techniques for ninjutsu. So the only wiggle room I have is either dodge. Night vision is not going. We gotta have that. And we gotta have the self-defense for ninjutsu. So those aren't variable. So my only choices are drop a couple of points from dodge or drop stat points. I'm not dropping perception. So if anything, it would be, maybe I can mix the things. We'll go 1 point from intelligence and 1 point from dodge. Really don't want to drop dodge again. That 1 point for 2 levels is pretty, I mean, early dodge is pretty easy to get, but yeah, let's do it. That's still, that gives me the 3. All right. Yeah, I'd rather do it this way. Let's do good hearing. Let's do light step, and let's do weak scent. Yeah, I think that's better. Let's do that. All right, there we go. Let's change that up. So we dropped dodge. Oh, so painful. So painful. And then we dropped 1 point of intelligence and got those 3 traits that normally, like I said, I wouldn't even consider taking these normally because I don't value them at all in the base game for my play, for my level of play. But I'm hoping to get to a point where we can make them relevant and useful. Would taking from it do anything? Oh yeah, it depends. I mean, I just love people that say, oh, strength is all you need. Just get 14 strength and you're good. Well, that's nice, but I mean, I've got dozens of playthroughs where I've taken like 6 strength, 4 strength, or I've taken only intelligence perception, or I've put 6 in all the stats and maxed out traits and skills. Everything's viable. I mean, yeah, some things are more powerful than others, quote unquote, but it depends on your playstyle and your goals. So if you just want to go smash zombie face, then sure, give yourself a bunch of strength. But At a certain point, you've done that, you've been there, so find something else. That's what I like to do. I like to take the hard stuff, take the really bad stuff, and then figure out a way of making it work anyway. So, yeah, intelligence has its place. Mostly if you're doing lots and lots of reading and skilling up. So, that's where it really shines. But there are things that have to do with the critical hit system and certain martial arts and that are based off of intelligence stats. So, just depends on what you know and how you use it. Okay, I think that's it. Let's make a new Kolchek. Kolchek. I don't remember if it was 2 or 3, but we'll do Kolchek 3. This will be our new version of Kolchek. So we changed up those items. That way, when we invariably die to the first crawling zombie, who crawls up to me faster than I can run away and proceeds to take me apart, we can restart. I discovered something new in a test game too. I was setting this up, and something I did not realize, I don't know how long this has been in the game, and nobody has brought it to my attention. Has anybody been to church recently? I'm going to start in the church for a very specific reason. And I don't know the 4 variants, and it may be just one of the variants has this, but I'm starting in the church. Church actually makes a pretty good starting place. And in particular, like I said, I don't know if all 4 variants have been changed for this, but the variant I did my test game in, it started me in church, and it started me in the steeple, at the very top of the steeple. That sucker is 5 floors up. It's like almost as tall as a radio tower, and it's got windows. So remember my video about for a better view distance, get high? Well, here you go. This is an in the city version of a radio tower, essentially. I mean, get your binoculars and your telescope, head to your church, climb to the top of the steeple, and you'll be able to see way, way far away on your map. So, there you go. Tip for the day. But I don't know if all 4 variants have it. So, the one that my test world happened to put me in, it put me in the church at the very, very top. And I was like, what the hell am I looking at? My map is empty. I went to open my map, and it had this little tiny square I was standing in, and it wasn't showing me anything else. And I'm like, what? So then I moved my map down and went, holy crap, I'm up in the top of the steeple of the church, and I can see all over the place. Now, it's not going to help me immediately, because it'll be night. We're starting in the dark. But other than that, I think we're all set. Alright. Is this going to be the legendary challenge where we actually kill a black dragon? It is not, Neb. I have not enabled Magicalism, so there's no mods. So I'm gonna hazard a wild guess and say no, we are not gonna kill a black dragon in this run. Yeah, I know. I've taken Magicalism off my rotation list for a while. I played with it for quite a bit, but I'm having problems with it, and I'm gonna give it a rest for a while. I'm gonna let it develop and do its thing and such. But unless they change the processes a fair amount, I don't know how much more I'm going to be playing it on the standard runs. It's just I can't get it to really be of any use or effectiveness. It's just in the way that it's implementing how you get spells. The randomization of finding spells, I can't think of a single time where I started a Magicalism run, tried to do the magic stuff, and didn't find any. I couldn't find any, no matter how much I ran around. And I wasn't willing to spend 100 real-life hours wandering the wasteland trying to find a spell in the class that I actually wanted to be. So it's that whole randomization thing is where I go, eh. Yeah, I've done Arcana runs. It's been a while. He's probably changed it. Well, I don't know how much he's changed it. He nudges me every once in a while, but I did some runs with Arcana. I didn't get very far, so I don't have a lot of comments to make about Arcana and what it adds and so on. But they're both great. I mean, I'm glad they're available, but I'm taking a bit of a break from the magic stuff. I'm going to play just vanilla for a while, especially so close after the 0.E release. We've got a lot of people that are returning to the game for the stable release, and I don't want to be playing too wacky stuff for now. So it'll change. I mean, I'll start playing this stuff again. All right, let's get this started. I've been yakking for too long anyway, so let's actually get in the game, see how bad this is going to be. I only did like a 5-minute test, so I think this is going to go horribly. It's going to go, no problem, no zombies. Where are all the zombies? I've only got 50% zombies, and then it's going to be, oh my god. I got killed by a slow zombie. All right, so here we go. Ninjutsu it is. Ninjutsu is martial art and set of tactics used by ninja in feudal Japan. Focuses on rapid, precise, silent, that's the important part, silent strikes. Ninjutsu is almost entirely silent and does extra damage if on the first... Ninjutsu is almost entirely silent and does extra damage if on the first attack? That doesn't compose well. It also provides small combat bonuses every time you move. I know what he's trying to say there, but that sentence doesn't really work. Basically, you get a surprise attack, and then if you back away, you can get another one when you re-engage. But if you stay in place and just keep wailing, you lose that assassination strike ability. So, that's what it's talking about. Does extra damage on the first attack. Get rid of the word if and it makes sense. Ninjutsu is almost entirely silent and does extra damage on the first attack because that's your assassination strike. So engage, first strike, you have a chance of doing the assassination hit for huge damage, then back away, re-engage, and you can get another one. So that's what it's talking about. Just has one extra word in there. It also provides small combat bonuses every time you move. So move, strike, which is good in some circumstances. One-on-one, it's great, but in a crowd, you're going to get your ass kicked. So, if this guy gets into a crowd, he's done anyway. So, alright, ninjutsu it is. Top of the steeple? Not top of the steeple. Alright, I don't think this is the same design I saw earlier. Oh, did I mention we're infected? I probably forgot to mention that. Ah, crap. I didn't even put it into the description. I need to fix that, because that's a big portion of the difficulty here, is I am forced to get out and about and get this infection stuff cured. Let me go fix that real fast. Oh, come here, you. I didn't mention everything in the description, but let's put it right at the beginning. An infected photojournalist. There we go. Another one-word modification. We're good to go. Okay, so here we are. There is Karel Kolchek in his glory. He's a photojournalist who has a camera. Now, as the run progresses, we need to figure out. You guys need to figure out, or help me figure out, what zombies we're going to go try to collect pictures of. I'm not interested in those stupid low-level zombies. We'll do a few pictures just to take them. But my idea for the end of the run was to have some kind of number, like 10. And we have to snap pics of 10 upgraded zombies of some kind. Whether it's final evolution zombies like Predator, Shocker Brute, things like that can't evolve any further. They're at the end of their evolution line, things like that. Basically pick a list, and the run ends when I've gotten pictures of all the zombies. So, something along that line. We are going to need to collect SD cards, empty SD cards that I can download the pictures into, and also an e-ink computer so that we can review the pictures in the e-ink system. And yeah, Jabberwocks? Nah, you're not going to find Jabberwocks without doing quests for NPCs, and I'm not going to be doing that, so no Jabberwocks. I don't think Jabberwocks can appear naturally. My understanding is they're all solely tied to that quest for an NPC. Nah, there's no Jabberwocks in labs. Maybe in a containment, but I don't think so. I can't say 100%. I won't say no, but I've been in an awful lot of labs. I don't remember seeing a Jabberwock in one of the containment rooms, but they're definitely not in the standard stuff. Missions only. That's my understanding, is they're missions only. That was the Hound of Tindalos. That's a standard lab finale now, so those we could put on the list, but it would require me to go into a lot of labs to get lucky and find one. What I want to avoid is the endless tedium of me just traveling the apocalypse and RNG just saying, screw you, Vorm, I ain't giving you what you're looking for. So that's what I need to avoid. I've gotten really sick and tired of my runs just devolving into tedium of me driving around and never finding the thing I'm trying to find. So, we could do a red dragon, but I mean, it's just traveling around basements looking for a red dragon. Alright, so there's the character though. We are infected, so of course I had to make my life even harder. So we're going to do infected start. That's going to force me to get out and about. So we'll have to deal with that. No skills of any kind, other than the combat skills that I took for the ninjutsu. But with my bare hands and in my compromised physical state, which you can't see yet, as soon as a turn passes, it's going to update all these ratings. They're going to be around 5 or 6. I can't get into a fight. It would take so many hits for me to punch even a low-level zombie to death. I would just get annihilated. So yeah, that's the situation. Alright, what kind of gear does this guy start with? I didn't actually pay attention to his gear, so just bog standard clothing? Yeah. Oh, shorts. Boxer shorts, pants. Yeah, pretty bog standard. Dress shoes, black. Alright, we got a cell phone and a professional camera. That is pretty much our gear, and we have almost no carry space, so again, that'll always be pretty much the first thing we deal with. Nah, you always start the game overweight. Basically, you start like one ounce over the normal weight, so perfectly normal. There is no negative consequence for overweight, normal, or underweight. Those 3 categories, absolutely no consequence. So it means nothing that I'm overweight or normal or lightweight. You have to go beyond those 3 categories before you see any kind of effect to your character. So don't sweat them. Generally, make it say overweight, eat enough to say overweight, and just ignore food until you need to. And if it says normal, feel free to eat a bunch until you're overweight again. I mean, there's so much room in either direction before any kind of consequence occurs. I don't understand why people get all sorts of bent about the food system. It's simple. Eat 3,000 calories a day, go smash zombie face. How hard is that? You got traits that make you burn calories faster? Eat a little more. You're slow metabolism? Eat a little less. You want to min-max it? Don't eat anything. And if it ever says underweight, go eat 20 raw fat, chase it down with an anti-parasitic, and then ignore food again for the next 3 months. I mean, why does everybody get all bent about this? Boggles me. There's no consequence for underweight and underweight categories. It's beyond that you start losing your hidden health stat. Your caps occur. When you hit obese, morbidly obese, and so on. At morbidly obese, your hidden health stat is pegged at minus 200. At the next one, at regular obese, I don't know what it is, maybe 100. I don't know the exact values, but there's no noticeable consequence. Or my understanding is there's no consequence for those 3 middle categories I mentioned. So the other ones, though, like XXXL from the that trait, those have consequences to your hidden health stat, but beyond that, not much. If you know how to manage that, or if you are smart and you do an XXXL with a bionic monster who also has the leaky bionic, you don't really care, because your health stat's already pegged, so leaky bionic is irrelevant. Yay! Min-max! You just got to know when to combine your negatives so that one offsets are out, just cancels the other. So overweight and underweight supposedly has minor consequences. Well, if you say so. If you're pointing at code and you can confirm it, great. I just get sick and tired of people telling me things and it being something they have not personally confirmed or so on. But I was told that they had no consequence. It could be they have adjusted since the last time I checked, though. I haven't looked into it in quite a while. So because they changed also the height and the age, these also now do have consequences. So if you want to min-max the height and the age, if you want slow metabolism, meaning burning less calories, you want to be short and old. If you want to have high metabolism, then you want tall and young. So how much they affect it, I don't know. I don't code dive. I don't know the numbers. So don't really care. But if you insist, there you go. All right. I know I missed some subs, resubs, all that kind of stuff earlier. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you hanging out with me on the channel. 10 months. Hey there, Ice Viper. Let's get to actual gameplay. Let's see here. So we're in the church in the, what is that? I don't know what the church calls this room for the, oh, wait. Are we up? We're on level 2. We're on an upper floor. There's no steeple in this one, though. Dang it, we didn't get one of the good ones. I wanted one with a steeple. Okay, nothing in the room but a pillow and a blanket. So we have a second floor that we can hang out in. This is the living area for the pastor, I assume. Nothing at all in the kitchen. I am playing with 0.25, 25% item drop rate. So it's been a little while since I played at that rate. I've been using just the default 1.0 for a bit now, just to get back in touch with what that looks like. Well, I'm trying to think if there's anything I want to do up here. We need to get, I was hoping for at least some kind of clothing. We're on our countdown timer. We are infected, so I can't just sit and do stuff that takes time. We got to get moving. I guess I should look at the map. Alright, what do we got? We are in Rangeley. We're in Rangeley. Oh, we got a hospital. We're saved. We're just going to run over to the hospital, you know, get a shot, and they'll take care of me, I'm sure. The nice nurses and doctors there are totally not zombies, and they'll fix me right up. There we have a pharmacy. So, unfortunately, it's right on the other side of the nameplate. Yeah, we dropped the chud. It got real boring. There was no there was no tension, no danger, no consequences. I just basically said, "Oh, obviously I can already do everything I need to do." So we did the hard part of it, and then there was nothing left. So I just ended it. Then we did a Q&A for like an hour after the I decided to call it. So, new challenge. This one is not going to be boring. This one's going to be horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I am adjacent to two banks. Two banks. I am going to have robots all over me. Oh my. Oh, good. I was going to say, if this was a collapse tower, oh my goodness, I was going to be unhappy. Well, good news is we got a bar. We got a grocery store. Clothing store across the street. If I can get to the clothing store, I might be able to get some carry capacity. 3 banks just in this little tiny area. I'm seeing only the one pharmacy. Just the one. It by far is my best chance. But I got to be able to get in the front door. So I got to have lockpicks and some quiet time to get in the front door. Then I'm either going to have to lockpick or bash the back door, depending on which version of the pharmacy we get. About the chud run, the random zombies? I don't know. I don't have an answer. I still think it's just broken system. It's something wonky in the system. I don't have an explanation for what was happening with the zombies in that subway home base I was trying to make. I never could come up with an explanation. Somebody else wants to investigate. I'm pretty sure it's a standard behavior. Feel free to do so, but I don't have a way of determining why it was happening. I can just point out what looks like a discrepancy and how things should behave. All right, so towards the problem that we have, I got not really good things up here I can use to make lockpicks. Try to punch a chair for a 2x4. I'm not gonna. Well, yes, I do. I could take down a curtain. Give me some raw materials, the string, because we'll use this as our bedroom if we're going to stay in the church. An upper floor, so it helps a bit. Yeah, I think I'll take the curtain down in the kitchen here. I won't really care if there's light coming in through here during the daytime. So, tear the curtains down. That'll give me a couple of things, including a heavy stick. We'll wield temporarily. Heavy stick is not a valid ninjutsu weapon. For new players who don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, and by the way, if you are a new player of Cataclysm, if you have any questions, I'm always happy to answer questions during live streams. Don't hesitate to pop questions into chat. If you really want to know, highlight it using your duct tape points so it pops, it brings attention. I notice it a lot easier. But I'm always happy to answer questions. So if you're curious about why I'm doing something, how I'm doing something, all that kind of stuff, feel free to ask. I'm all about helping new players learn how to play the game. It's kind of my thing. So, you know, this hard mode Cataclysm challenge stuff is just... it's what I do in the meantime while I'm waiting for people to ask me questions. Just follow the rules. No questions about faction camps, farming, or hand-loading ammo. I don't truck with none of those topics. Other than that, I'll do my best to answer. Infected leg. So I'm grabbing a stick. Oh yeah, I was talking about martial arts. So the minus key, shift and dash or minus or underscore, or whatever that key is, allows you to select your martial arts style. But if you aren't aware, right here it says press F1 for more info. You press that F1 and you see this screen, and it shows you all of the techniques that martial art will give you. And then more importantly, well, not more importantly, but also importantly, at the very bottom, it shows you all the weapons valid with that martial art style. So in order for the martial art to work, you got to be using one of these specific weapons. So it's a good way to get the list. Most of this stuff is knives, a few blunts, objects, but for the most part, it's cutting stuff. There's some quarterstaves and things like that in here, but there's not much in the way of makeshift items. So you can't just usually pick up a random thing and it'll work for ninjutsu. They're fairly specialized. You can make a few of the early ones, but yeah, a stick, a plank ain't gonna do it. So that's fine. I mostly want it just to bash things for now. Did they fix the broken infection system antibiotics? By what particular part of it being broken are you referring to? It's been broken a few different ways. They fixed a few different things. What's your assumption of the brokenness right now? I don't know what you think is broke, so I don't know how to answer the question. So many people play so many different versions. I didn't have a problem last time we did. We just the Chud run, the one we just did, had an infected start, and it went okay. Well, no, it's not that normal antibiotics don't work. There is a chance you can die. I think there will always be a chance you can die. I have absolutely no problem with there being a chance you could die. What I really detest is the multi-real world hours that you have to do nothing before you die. That's what I hate. I hate that long period of time where you have the lead up to dying. And even more than that, I hated the you almost died, but then conquered the infection, but then the recovery stage was 40 times worse than what you were experiencing while you were infected. That's the thing that really bent me. That part sucked so bad. That was so broken. I mean, you would be infected. Oh, it had consequences. It was bad. It was bad. Then you would recover. You'd go, oh my God, yay, I survived this nightmare, only to find out that you're now in 40 times worse condition or shape than you were while you were actually sick. So that part got fixed. But you can still die from being infected. There is a small chance of that happening. I'm fine with that. I don't mind that part, as long as they fix that other nonsense. But I haven't had a problem recently. It has nothing to do with not getting infected. Anybody that knows how to play the game almost never gets infected. It's really hard to actually get an infection nowadays, as long as you understand the mechanics. So getting infected is not really the issue. I can't remember, honestly, the last time. Can anybody that's a regular remember the last time I actually got an infection that I didn't start the game with? I mean, if I didn't purposely start infected, I can't think of a time I actually got an infection in like a year, 2 years. I'm not sure. It's been a really long time, though. So, yeah, that's not the issue. But sure, don't get infected. There are ways to avoid that consequence. Pretty much. You got to know how not to break grabs, and if you do get a bite, then there are ways to deal with it. So it's got to be a pretty slim circumstance where a knowledgeable player actually gets an infection. How's Zombie Dog doing? I don't know. Can't see him. He's not in the room at the moment. He's probably guarding the kitchen door, you know, fiercely pacing back and forth and doing that thing he does. Yeah, you know. I'm sure he's just bouncing all around the house and barking at things and doing the things he does. That would be Zombie Dog performing his duties, guarding the back door. Alright. So, I wanted a stick. It's not going to be ninjutsu, but I can use it to break things. Other than my fists. It adds bash value. I'm going to leave the rest of this. I don't need it while I'm moving around. We have a little bit of light with our cell phone. But let's go down and see if there's anybody in the church. Oh, look at that. SD card. SD memory card clean! That's one of the things I need. Well, hot damn, we already got 2 of them. That's funny. let's. Oh, wait. There's a basement as well? Holy crap, this place is complicated. Let's move the stuff up here. Let's get rid of that. And let's move the table. Can I drag it? There's nothing to grab here. There we go. I'm not going to make more noise for the moment, but this gives us a little spot. We got a table we can craft on that gives bonuses to speed and remove some annoying menus. We'll smash up everything except for the oven because we don't need any of the rest of the stuff. But crafting space, the oven to light fires and cook and craft by. And we're going to leave these. What are they good for? So we're going to take pictures of zombies with our professional camera. It's actually a thing. You activate the camera, you use the cursor to go pick what thing you want to take a picture of, and it snaps a picture. I believe you can review them in the camera itself, but the intent is you offload the pictures from the camera onto these SD memory cards. They then hold the picture data. Then you get one more item, which is the e-ink tablet PC, and you can load the memory cards into the tablet PC, and then you have a list in the tablet PC of all the monsters you've located. And I think it's supposed to show you like weaknesses or give you a morale boost or something. I don't know, but yeah, we're a photojournalist. We're gonna take pictures of zombies and put them on a computer. And I've thought about making the end of the run, have him be like an adventure journalist, and he's come into this place specifically to take pictures of high-level zombies. And once he gets his list of zombies snapped, he then has to load them onto the computer, take them to a radio tower, and then transmit them to his bosses somewhere where there's not a cataclysm going on. Something like that for RP story theme purposes. So, but yeah, so we already got the first thing. I mentioned it earlier that we would need a couple things, and I walked downstairs and there's 2 of the SD memory cards sitting there. That's hilarious. Alright, let's go back downstairs. What else can we find? I'm going to go down and then down again. So is this the ground floor? Oh, this is the ground floor. It's 3 floors up. So we actually do have a good view bonus. Wonder if all the churches have at least 3 levels. Because this would give us pretty good view bonus if we were in the daylight. I mean, we already start with part of the map unveiled. I don't know that the vision bonus is going to be farther than this, especially without a telescope or binoculars. Alright, anything useful up here? Oh, we got a little gardening area. A rooftop garden. I'll need to get some step ladders so we can have some emergency escape options. That's one of my new favorite things. We developed that, not in the Chud run, but the one before it, where we were setting up camp in the gun store in the middle of town. So one of my new favorite things is to get step ladders, and you leave step ladders up on a rooftop like this when you have a floor that has a roof with access to the outside. So I could leave like a step ladder right there in that corner, and right here in this corner, or no, right here. I mean, on the roof itself, not deployed. But you leave them up here. That way, if we get attacked down below and we have to retreat, we can step over to our step ladder, step up to the edge, activate it, and then you can drop it right off the side of the building. Just pick the open air right here, and it'll drop to the ground in that spot. And then you have, you can just climb right down without taking any damage. And have a bike sitting right here and a bike sitting over here. And you can climb down, hop on your bike, and take off. And there you go. Then, of course, you want to reset it later when you come back. Grab the step ladder, and then bring it back up and leave it back up here again. So, that kind of thing. So we might do that if we continue to base here in the church. I'm hoping we can. I think it's going to be a cool place to make a base. I've added it to my list of cool base places. Vorm approved. And a library with nothing. Alright, so not much in the way of materials, but another floor of stuff. Alright, now we're on the bottom floor. Oh, look at that. Score! We got a fitted duster! Oh, that's cool stuff there. 6 liters of storage. Fitted. 7 encumbrance for 2-2 protection on torso, arms, and legs. That is about the perfect thing I could have found. Right there. We're going to take the raincoat as well. So, my sound, it says I'm making 2 sound. Here's my issue, though. The sound system, I got to be careful because I have good hearing. So, sounds are louder than what I think. So, it gets kind of wonky. Because when this sound reporting thing is your perception of sound. It's not the actual amount of sound. So, things get a little goofy. When you've got, like, poor hearing, and it says you're making only 2 noise, you actually might be making 4 noise, or 6 noise, or 1,000,000 noise. So it gets a little weird. Alright. Yeah, I'm a paparazzi with trench coat. We're going to be doing most of our creeping around at night. I don't think I'll need sunglasses. We're not stylish, so we don't need glasses or holy symbols or anything like that. Rain hood. Churches, by the way, are the place to go if you need glasses or umbrellas. I'm shocked this one doesn't have an umbrella yet. We also have braziers, but since we have an oven upstairs, we don't need the brazier. But it's here if you need it. Pretty easy to make them, so not usually something people are desperate to locate. Alright, so I think those are both doors to the exterior. I don't see anything else in here we can do much with. I think those are double doors to the exterior as well. What's in the front lockers? Come on. Come on. Nothing. Alright. We got noise outside. I want to smash a locker. That's why I brought the stick. So that I can get some metal to go upstairs and make some... Oh wait, I need a light. No, I have a light. I have my cell phone. But the noise I'm going to make smashing the lockers, I'm a little worried is going to attract things. So I got this world. If you're just joining in, the world is set for. It's very different from my normal playthroughs. It's going to be very dangerous. Deceptively so, I think. I think most people aren't going to realize just how bad it's going to be with zombies with 150% speed. Because I'll reiterate this. The speed rating that you can change zombies to is not just their movement speed, it's their action points. So they'll get to swing more often as well. So if you set 300 for zombie speed, not only are they going to move 3 times faster on the map, they're going to swing 3 times more often. So be aware. It's a super, super powerful thing to be adjusting, even more so than the toughness value. That just adds hit points pretty much straight up. But the speed rating is both their movement speed and it gives them the ability to hit more often. What's my favorite episode of Night Stalker? Oh my god. It's been too long. It's been too long. There were only like 20 episodes. I don't remember them now. It's been way too long. I have more memories of the series, the TV series that it heavily influenced, which was the X-Files, of course. You all know that. You all know Night Stalker was a big influence on the X-Files. And or you guys don't have any idea what the X-Files is, and you're all a bunch of youngins. I don't know. I don't know who watches me play this crazy game. I am in moderate pain. I need to get this done. So we're going to make some noise. We're going to get some scrap metal. We're going to hope that nothing comes after me. We're going to pop. Oh, that's right. I got a computer right here I can craft with. Let's just do it right here. I forgot. Lockpicks, please. Oh, I need a tool with hammering. I didn't get any chunks of steel, did I? I did not. Nothing that I see up here is going to give me hammering quality. We didn't get any chunks when we smashed those 2. Not going to get any from anything there. I might get some from the refrigerator. Can I get out on the roof here? This doesn't have drain pipes, so I can't get up there. Not sure I'm going to be able to manage this with 7 strength on a stick. Chunks of steel, there we go. The little things that let you play this game well. Just knowing that a chunk of steel has one hammering quality. I don't actually need to hold it, but I guess since we're making noise, let's just make all the noise. Alright, there we go. We're all set up. Let's also put in our firewood source in the corner there. I think I'll grab the table and move it over. Alright, so there we go. We've got our firewood source, our oven, our crafting table, where our items will appear as we craft. I'm still going to go downstairs and craft by the light of the computer. If you're not aware, computer puts out dim light, so you can see right here the lighting is cloudy when I'm adjacent to it. If I step away, it's very dark. Now it's cloudy. Cloudy is enough. Cloudy you can craft. It's slower crafting, so we're going to take a negative to how long it takes. But we're just making lockpicks. They're super fast. So, how many can I make? As many as I want. Let's make all 20. Time to complete 20 minutes. Man, it's longer than I remember. Am I wrong, or is that longer than I remember? Yep, do it anyway. Okay, need my 20 lockpicks. We've vomited on the floor. So we have our lockpicks. What I'm planning here is I'm trying to make sure I'm prepared, because we have to make a trip through a really bad area to get to the pharmacy. That's by far the most likely place to find a solution to my infection problem. Yeah, level 3 lockpicking quality on the makeshift lockpicks. Apparently there is no level 1 and level 2. I don't know how that process works. I don't know who assigns that, or if this is legacy systems. Yeah, the hairpin. That's actually a good thought. You can collect hairpins from houses, and they can be used for lockpicks as well. Possibly the hairpins. There may actually be other ones. I would think hairpins would actually be a better one than a makeshift lockpick I made for myself out of some raw metal I smashed up. But I guess not. But yeah, so we're trying to prep for our trip down to the pharmacy. Our pharmacy's right here. We're in the church. We got to go right down the street a couple blocks to get to the pharmacy. But it's through the dead center of town, which is where the zombies congregate. The Wanderspawn system will move hordes of zombies towards the nameplates. So, it tends to be pretty crowded. We might get lucky and encounter nothing on our way down there. But, yeah. Other than that, I'd rather have something better than a stick. We'll see what we come across on our way there. But there's not much for me to check between here and there. We're not going to be able to... Well, we might be able to get into the gun store. Hopefully it's the good gun store. None of these other buildings, though, are going to have much. Mill surplus. Mill surplus. We might do a little bit of a side slide over to the mill surplus. See if we can get to the mill surplus. Then the back door of this gun store, if it has one, then pop out and try to check the pharmacy. So that's about all I can prep. There's not much else I can really do. We've got a little bit of carry volume. We're gonna pop back upstairs and leave this metal that I'm carrying around, and that raincoat. All right, the rest we got to take with me. Hungry already. 20 minutes in. 36 minutes and 9 seconds in, and I'm hungry. Alright, game. Settle down. Okay, let's not go out the front door. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. I didn't want my doors to start getting destroyed this early. Not good. Not good. Alright, let's get out of here before he gets any further. So this building is... Oh, this is the back of the bank. This will get me shot. Yeah, let's not do that. Okay, so here's the character sheet. We've had quite a few people join in since I started this evening. So here's the character sheet. We are trying to be really quiet. So we've got light step, night vision, weak scent, and good hearing. So hopefully I can hear them before I see them. avoid them, and they'll have a hard time scent tracking me because they're all faster than me. I tuned the options. I picked 150% for the speed of the zombies, specifically because that balance point is where I cannot walk away from standard zombies, even in perfect condition. So if I'm 100 speed, no negatives, no pain, no nothing, and I try to walk directly away from zombies, even the normal regular zombies, they can catch me walking. So it's impossible for me to maintain my stamina and get a lead on zombies, which is a very, very significant consequence. Alright, I need to avoid building corners, too. There could be a zombie sitting right here, so I don't want to hug the wall, step to here, and then all of a sudden have a zombie in my face. Like that! Exactly like that! I need to go that way, though. Oh, he's already got my scent. And I got, these two buildings are actually smushed together. I can't go this way without smashing this window. There's no alleyway between these buildings. So this zombie is faster than me. He's faster than me. Even, I mean, I can sprint away from him, but that drains my stamina. And you can't regain stamina fast enough to gain a lead of any kind. So this is going to take some serious adjustments on my part. Everything my fingers and my brain is used to is out the window. And I really don't want to get into fights here near the church I'm trying to use as my base. So I'm going to have to use very, very selective sprints to try to lose pursuers. So I'm going to let him get close to me. Actually, I'm going to bring him to the bush. Oh, god damn, he's moving so fast. I cannot get used to that. I need him to get into a position where he uses his movement points. This is probably the best chance I've got right there. Alright. Cool. From the northeast, you hear kaboom! Your ears ring. Great. I'm deafened. I'm deafened. I need my hearing, damn it! Apparently we have a roadblock within the reality bubble. That's gotta be... No, yeah, it's gotta be up near this... right in this area. I mean, the reality bubble only goes 2.5 spaces on this map, so 1, 2.5. It's got to be somewhere within probably this range. We've got a turret, a 50 cal most likely. That's the only time I ever get deafened instantly from a single shot, is one of those 50 cal roadblock turrets. So that's not good. It's good and bad. It's going to wake me up a lot. We're trying to make a base adjacent to a 50 cal turret going off. That's going to make sleeping a little rough. Plus I get some earplugs. Let's go south. This is the bank to my right. The other bank. Oh, see that zombie? Normally, that zombie would not concern me in the slightest. I could just keep walking. I would regain my stamina slowly as I walked, and I would gain distance on the zombie, and I'd eventually leave him behind. I wouldn't even consider him. He'd be totally something I'd just ignore. Now, though, that zombie's going to catch me. He's going to especially catch me because I've got compromised speed due to the pain. So, he could catch me even at the full 100. Now that I'm at 90, he's especially going to be able to catch me. Oh, crap. Oh, caught in an alleyway between zombies. Damn it. Here's the mill surplus caddy corner from this building.